This is Hermie. After getting assaulted by a bear wearing shorts, and then again later on Christmas by two Italian plumbers, he decided to take matters into his own claws and start a game development studio where he can make a game where a hermit crab is the hero, where real hermit crab problems are nakedly exposed, like pollution and discrimination and repossession of crab homes due to rising crab taxes.
You gotta pay up right now or I'm gonna have to repo your property. Got it?
That game is Another Crab's Treasure. Another Crab's Treasure, it's a Souls-like. As such, it's filled with tough enemies, tough bosses, and everyone's favorite, corpse running. That being said, this game feels a lot more digestible to new players in ways that Dark Souls just doesn't. FromSoft loves designing their games to be oppressive and discouraging. Dreary atmospheres, relentless enemies, aggressive NPCs, and some of the worst terrain I've had the displeasure of trying to navigate. Crab Game, on the other hand, is colorful, simpler, and silly.
Trash day! It's trash day! Everyone get your basket! Don't miss out!
Aggro Crab also has the brilliant idea of actually designing the game with platforming in mind, rather than being FromSoft and just pretending like they did. So in this game, I don't want to rip out my fingernails every time I need to cross a gap. The character design in this game is also very charming. I especially like the old guy with the Pringle hat and Nema. But even outside of the atmosphere, Another Crab's Treasure manages to water down combat just enough to keep its flavor, while also making it easier to digest. Your stats, for example, instead of like 8, you only have 4. Only one weapon is available, though you can upgrade it, and there is no stamina bar. Most interestingly, instead of armor, you find shells. Your crab shells in this game, they're amazing. They're definitely the most fun and interesting part of the game in my opinion. The game has a wide variety of litter that you can use as shells, and you can hide in them to block hits. But your shell can only take so many hits before it breaks. Some shells are fragile and break quickly, and others are tough and withstand quite a lot. Some shells are light and let you dodge more easily, but others cause you to fat roll. Some boost your defense a lot, some raise your attack or magic, but all of them affect what spell you can use. The soda can, for example, it creates bubbles. The coconut lets you roll, the bottle cap gives you a big slash, and so on. You can also pop out of your shell right as the enemy is hitting you to parry it and restore some of your magic meter. All of this together, it's brilliant. It keeps fights very fast-paced and dynamic. Boss arenas are often littered in replacement shells, so should your shell break, you can switch it for something else available. But you need to be careful. The game gives you talismans that have a variety of effects, but they're usually only active when you have a shell equipped, so losing your shell can leave you very vulnerable. As enjoyable as the game is, however, I do have a couple mild gripes. The first being it's a little buggy. Why does it look like the game isn't loaded in? Oh my gosh.
Oh?
Hitboxes and movement can be a little janky sometimes. I've gotten stuck on terrain or didn't grab a net on multiple occasions. There was even one period where my guy decided that I had a double jump for like 2 minutes and then it just stopped. I don't know what that was about. Another issue, the difficulty pacing was a little weird. There was a couple difficulty spikes in the early game that were completely self-inflicted, like when I decided to fight this mini-boss before I even found my first shell, or when I decided that I'd rather waste 45 minutes killing this big guy instead of avoiding him like the NPCs were telling me to. These are fine, actually I quite enjoyed them. About halfway into the game, though, it kind of started to get too easy. There was a couple hours there where I just sort of stopped dying very often, and I beat a good chunk of the bosses on my first or second try. Now to be clear, I've played a decent number of Souls-likes, but I wouldn't consider myself to be amazing at them. Anybody watching my Bloodborne stream can attest to that, but I do enjoy the challenge that comes with the genre, and it was definitely the game's goal to be challenging. I just don't think it manages it in the middle stretch. That said, the difficulty spikes right up to where it should be right at the end. I just wish the pacing with the difficulty was a little bit more gradual, that's all. Still, though, I had a lot of fun with this game, and I highly recommend picking it up. Especially anyone who's expressed interest in Souls games in the past, but were turned away for one reason or another. This game is a great example of what makes the genre fun, while also establishing a very different and arguably more welcoming tone. And if it proves to still be a little too challenging, the game offers several difficulty sliders and settings that range from decreasing enemy HP to increasing the strength of your shells to giving you a Glock. All in all, I'm giving this game an 8 out of 10 for being real fun, real charming, and for helping poor Hermie pay his taxes. Fortunately, Hermie would go on to co-develop another game, one that reveals how the cruelty of mankind applies not just to their enemies, but also to their friends. But that's a subject for another day.
Eat it. No, Hermie! Did you do it? Why did you... No!